So I just got to the clinic where I'm going to be doing my first dose observation, and I have been suffering from blurry vision. It's called optic neuritis. And the entire time that I've been sick, I have never had these issues. So it's really scary. My vision is very blurry. I could barely see the street signs. I could barely read them because it's so blurry. And I was thinking, even if I start my medication, this isn't gonna go away. They're probably gonna have to put me on steroids. But look at my eyes. It's painful to even have them open. It's so painful right now. And I honestly shouldn't be driving. But I have never had this issue before, and now I have it, and it's not a symptom of MS that I want. Hey guys, so I've been here since 1 o'clock, and I barely got into the room, and it's 3:30. I barely took my medication. The mama tested me. They got me monitoring. So I have to stay here for an hour with this thing on, and then I get to go home. Midlife crisis, right? So I have been suffering from optic neuritis for about 2.5 weeks now. And I have been trying to call my doctor, my neurologist, over and over and over. And I even left a message telling them that I'm having vision issues. And they will not answer me. They will not return my calls. And it's I have lost 50% of my vision. I can't read for shit. I can't even read the street signs. And I'm I think I need to be on some steroids to get rid of this symptom. What the heck? Answer your phone. So I just got out of my doctor's appointment with the arthritis, osteoporosis doctor. I think that's how you say it. Specializes in fibromyalgia. And mind you that I had scheduled this appointment, I want to say 3 months ago, so I kind of forgot I even had it, but luckily I had it on my calendar on my phone. And so I go, and first off, I just want to say that she was so nice, and even her staff was nice. I have not walked into a doctor's office and felt that, comfortable and just welcome in years, a very long time. Even my neurologist is a complete asshole every time I see him. I can't even talk to him. So she was very nice. She specializes in fibromyalgia, so I got referred to her for my fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia 3 years ago by my primary doctor, but he basically just said I had it, and then that was it. I've been taking ibuprofen, and when I went to see my new primary doctor in December, I told him, I'm basically popping ibuprofen like candy. It's not doing nothing. It's not touching my pain at all. Is there something else that you could do for me? And he said that basically I had to go and see, a specialist for fibromyalgia. So I went and seen her. I dropped my keys in my car. So I go and see her, and she's just asking me all these questions, and basically the medications for fibromyalgia are basically nerve medications that I would be taking for multiple sclerosis. Gabapentin, Cymbalta, and Lyrica. And so I have been on gabapentin, and I've been on Cymbalta. The gabapentin I hated because it made me my brain a little bit foggy, made me stupider than I am, right? And the Cymbalta, I told her, well, I've been on it, but I don't really remember what my symptoms were, why I didn't want to take it. And she said it was loss of appetite and insomnia. And I go, well, I basically have insomnia anyway, so I'll try it, just a really low dose. And she's like, okay. She's like, so we'll try it, and if you don't like how you're feeling, just stop taking it. And if it's working, then all right, we'll see how it goes. And she also said that the best thing I think would be injections in my most painful areas, which my neck is my most painful areas, and my back. And she goes, so steroid injections would be the next thing. She has to put it in my insurance, and they have to approve it, and it's a whole process. So she goes, for your follow-up appointment, which isn't until June, the end of June, she goes, then you'll probably be approved, and we'll do the injections then. And so I was like, okay. And so I'm going to be starting Lyrica, a very low dose. I am going to get it right now. And we'll see how it works out. So if any of you guys have been on it, please let me know. I have not been on this medication before, just the other two, and I hated them. Well, the Cymbalta, I don't know if I really hated, but the gabapentin, I hated. So if you've been on Lyrica or you're currently on Lyrica, please let me know your experience. I would love to know how you are dealing with it or how it affected you, just to give me a little bit of information and a heads up. But she was really nice, and to have a doctor that nice is really kind. A really kindness to my heart. It's been so long. It has also been, this is the third week, I have been trying to call my neurologist, and they have still not answered, and I've left messages saying, like, I am having blurred vision, I'm having issues with my vision, please contact me back, and they still have not contacted me back. I feel like because I have Medi-Cal, they're not getting paid for helping me on the phone, they're not getting paid for talking to me on the phone, so they don't want to fucking have nothing to do with me on that phone. They have not returned my calls, they have not answered my calls, they have not done nothing. So this is now the third week I am calling and leaving the same goddamn message for them not to answer. I still have the blurred vision, I still can't read the street signs. Luckily GPS is yelling at me where to go, because it's bad. And just because I started my MS treatment doesn't mean that the MS treatment is taking away my current symptoms from my relapse. And so I've even stated in the message, like, I need something for the symptoms I'm currently having. You know, are you guys going to put me on steroids? Are you going to call me back? What the fuck is going on? And still nothing. And so I did ask for a new neurologist, and I called them. And every time I call, it's like a bunch of Indian people in the same office, and so they can't hear nothing. And so the whole time they're like, oh, I can't hear you, take me off speaker. And I'm like, you're not on speaker. They're like, oh, well, I can't hear you. Well, you can't hear me because everybody in the background is so goddamn loud, that's why you can't hear me. And then they hang up on me, and I call back, they hang up on me again. And then I call a few times throughout the day, oh, I can't hear you, so I can't even schedule an appointment with a new neurologist. I said, I don't know which one's worse. Trying to schedule an appointment, you know, they answer the phone. I'm trying to schedule an appointment, but they can't schedule an appointment because they can't fucking hear me. Or my current neurologist, they just don't even answer. Don't respond to my messages, don't do nothing. Which one's worse? Are they both just shit? I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. So, an update, I'm a neurologist, that's a piece of shit. His office called me on Monday, and by then I was just like, I've been fed up, you know what I'm saying? I answer, and it was a girl that I've actually never spoken to. I don't even know who she is. And she goes, oh, I received your messages, what's going on? And so first off, I said that my pharmacy needed a new prescription for my modafinil, because they faxed it over, 2 weeks prior, and they have not heard anything. So she puts me on hold, and she gets back on, and she's like, so what's the problem? I'm like, did you not just hear me the first time? And I say it again, and she's like, okay, so we'll send over a new prescription, but we need to schedule an appointment, because I never went to my appointment because I was off my medication, and he didn't want to see me because I was off my medication. So she schedules the appointment October, and I'm just thinking, like, I feel like I should be seen, like, today, tomorrow, because I should have been seen 4 months ago. Like, that's when my appointment was, but because y'all's office is so horrible, and I went off my medication for 4 months, I was never seen. So why in the hell do I have to wait another this many months until October? Whatever. And so I go, so what are y'all gonna do about all my symptoms? And she goes, well, what are your symptoms? Like, I didn't leave 20 fucking messages about all my symptoms that I'm having. You said that you listened to my messages, did you? I said, I list all my symptoms. And she's like, okay, well, you can let him know at your appointment in October. I said, so y'all ain't gonna do nothing about my symptoms now? Like put me on steroids or something? And she goes, well, if they become more extreme or severe, then you can call and let us know and we'll move your appointment sooner. I think blurred vision is pretty severe. Like, that's optic neuritis. You look up optic neuritis, it says call your neurologist as soon as possible because it could get worse, right? It could get worse. And then I'm telling y'all that this is what I got. This is what I'm experiencing. Oh, we'll see you in October. Fuck you. I'm not going. They don't want to help me. They don't want to nothing because they're not getting paid for my phone calls. They're not getting paid when they have to make phone calls to send me places. They're not getting money. They only get money if I go to my appointment and I see him in October. So then I called to schedule an appointment with the new neurologist because every time I called previously, it was like they couldn't hear me, and they kept hanging up on me. They couldn't hear me. So I call, and I'm actually able to schedule an appointment. I was on freaking the phone and hold most of the time for an hour, but I scheduled an appointment, and it's all the way in Rancho, which is, I want to say, about 30 minutes away from where I live. And mind you, I got a shit car. Like, that girl ain't getting there. And so I tell him, like, I thought that you guys had an office in San Bernardino, and that's where I need to be seen. And he's like, oh, well, your first appointment needs to be in Rancho office with that doctor, and then your other appointments could be in the San Bernardino office, which I didn't really understand, but I guess. And that's in September. So I'm gonna go see that new neurologist, and he won't have any of my paperwork because, God forbid, I call my neurologist and tell him to fax over everything to this new neurologist. Like, they don't answer me. They're not gonna do it. So I'm gonna go see this new neurologist in September. He ain't got no shit about me. He ain't got no nothing. And then he's gonna have to request everything. So then if I do go to that appointment in October, he's gonna be like, what the hell? This new doctor requested all this information. You don't want to see me no more? Bitch, no, I don't. God. But then I don't really want to cut off the October one just in case the September one's crap, and I, like, the office in San Bernardino don't even, like, is not one. Like, I can't be driving to Rancho every time I gotta see my neurologist. That's further than my current neurologist. So we will see.